How's it going, everyone? And today, welcome to episode 1 of Horizon Edition versus Standard Edition. So today we're going to be putting head to head the Corvette C7 in what will be probably a titanic battle, considering both these cars' stock, or their ratings, shall I say, aren't very far from each other. So this should be a very interesting battle, and let's jump straight into the video, shall we? So today's circuit, we'll be looking at the North City circuit. It's a very short track, and this is the Horizon Edition Corvette. So we have a power output of 669 horsepower, 670 foot-pound of torque. It weighs just under 1.6 tons, and it has the famous 6.2 litre V8 engine with a front at 50%, which is very, very good. So let's see how it goes around our track by showing you initially my first flying lap, and then we shall move on to the fastest flying lap that I managed to record. So here we go, coming over the start line, and now so I found this car was really quick in a straight line. It struggled with grip, I'm not going to lie. I think because obviously it's a rear wheel engine, has a lot of torque. On this first flying, actually, I was actually quite stable with the car, but on other laps, and definitely on the first lap, I noticed off the start line there was huge amounts of thing, and as you can see, the braking wasn't that great either. I don't know why. I think it's purely just down to aerodynamic grip. So coming down into one of the last few corners now, so this is really where, as you can see, the car struggles because it's lots of tight, twisty turns and low gears, and the car just gets loads and loads of wheel spin. Coming around these corners, and now going through this fast right hand, as you can see the rear stepping out again. So this is I definitely struggled on putting power down with this car, since it does have a huge amount of torque. So that's the first flying lap, and now we're going to move on to its fastest lap I managed to record. So here we go then. Obviously I've blurred it out to not spoil anything. So as you can see on the bottom left, it is still the Horizon Edition, and obviously the purple FL means it's the fastest lap. So through turn 1, as you can see, I've got quite nicely, not quite entirely on the racing line. I thought the racing line on this track is not that great, because you definitely can take different racing lines, which allows you to carry normal speed, but through these first few corners the car looks really, really tidy. Coming down into the fast chicane area, nicely planted, get on the power nice and early, slight drift on the out. As I exit the corner, but nothing major really. And now coming down into the sharp section, not much wheel spin. The car's very well, apart from there, a bit sideways, but hasn't actually compromised the exit onto the penultimate corner. And now we come through the fast right hand corner, just keeping it in 4th gear, rev limiter at the end, just extended a tiny bit. Well, I'm saying like a car lap, but that was its fastest lap. So yeah, that was a pretty clean lap overall, and let's move on to the C7. So to compare the two, the standard C7 has a tiny bit less power, about 439 less torque, I think it is, foot-pound, and it weighs about 15 kilos more, but apart from that, it's exactly the same car. So these cars should be really evenly matched, and of course, I'm going to show you my setup before we actually get going. So obviously, because it's the standard edition, I am allowed to tune it slightly, but obviously I was quite limited to what I could tune. So as you can see, here we go, I just lowered the tyre pressures a tiny bit at the front and lowered them quite a bit at the rear, just on the exit of corners. I could maybe potentially put down the power down a bit harder and potentially reduce the amount of slip. I don't know why I thought I could change the transmission, but I hadn't realised it wasn't a race. Funnily enough, you could actually change the rear aero. So what I've done is I've moved it a tiny bit more towards cornering, which should give me a bit more aerodynamic grip through high-speed corners, and then I've just set the brake pressure on that to generally what I would usually run, just because it's personal preference. So here we go, off the line. So this car, okay, speed-wise, I didn't really notice a huge difference. I did notice though, I don't know why with this car, but it's struggled a lot more through the corners. I don't know why. It's exactly the same car, the tyres are the same, but I always felt that this car just felt really unstable through corners. I don't know if it's due to the brake pressure or how quick it's set up, but yeah, I did find it to be quite unstable. So as you can see, I just missed that air pick slightly. I think it's just I braked it a bit too late. I needed to work on that. Coming down to this section though, where I did notice the difference with the mechanical grip, I noticed this car was a lot less sideways through this section than the other one, and it was just, I think this is where quite a bit of time was gained due to having a little bit less torque and a little bit less power. So coming through the penultimate corner now, just got slightly wide, come off the racing line, but there you go. Right, so that is the first flying lap done for the standard edition C7. Now let's move on to its flying fastest lap. So here we go then. So across the line, as you can see, the timesheets of course is blurred again. So coming up to turn 1 now, got the brakes nice and early. I managed to get the power really good, just coming out slightly wide, but nothing really too major. And then got completely sideways through this corner. I don't know why. I think just purely the balance of the brakes just unsettled the rear of the car slightly. Coming down to this corner, I think this corner I did a lot better in this season. I got the power nice and early, brakes nice and early, managed to almost straight down the corner and then get on the power nice and early again. And now rocketing myself down through these last few corners. Slightly sideways on the first corner, but hasn't compromised me. Slightly sideways again, but as I say, it hasn't compromised the lap in itself. Just extended quietly, just extended a bit. And now cut straight across that final corner, but there again, the lap's still valid, so I'm not going to count that as an invalidated lap, and across the line. So it's now time to look at the results. So as you can see, the Horizon Edition takes this first victory of the Horizon Edition versus Standard Edition, but only by 4.34 tenths, and I think that's due to the aerodynamic grip of the C7.